Okay, we're going to take a quick look at the proper way to grid in so that you don't lose any points on this. After completing a problem, let's say my answer was 17. I would come over here and I would write 1, 7, each number in its own box. Now the key piece is you either need to start with your answer all the way in this left box, or my other option is to put my answer all the way to the right, 1, 7. I typically just start here, write my answer, and I continue that pattern just so that there's no mistakes. If you, for instance, were to put it in the center, such as this, you would get no score. A machine scores the paper, and what it does is it looks at this box and then it looks at this box, and if it sees nothing's bubbled in, it stops scanning and looking for an answer. So you have to make sure that your answer is all the way to the right or all the way to the left. The other part is, just because you wrote your answer does not mean you're going to get points, because again, it's a machine scoring. You need to follow the digits down carefully and bubble in the corresponding numbers. Follow it with your pencil to make sure that you're in the correct column and you're not skipping over anything. For instance, if I had accidentally moved over a column and I had bubbled my 7 here, when the machine reads it, it's only going to read the 1 and think my answer was 1. Be careful of that. Okay, some other things that we need to discuss when it comes to grid-ins. First of all, no negative answers. So, if you did the math and you came up with a negative answer, you need to do the problem again because there are no negative answers. Okay, let's look at another easy one. Let's say I was doing probability and my answer was 75%. You cannot bubble in a percent, so this would have to be recorded as 0.75, a decimal answer, or fraction 3/4. Simply, there's the decimal, so 0.75, find the 7, bring my finger down, find the 5, bubble it in. There we go. Okay? All right, the final piece is no mixed numbers. So if my answer is 1.5, I cannot bubble in 1.5. I either have to bubble in 1.5 or 3/2, the improper. That's why when you get your answer and it's improper, leave it alone. Go ahead and bubble it in. Don't spend the time converting it. This is what happens if you convert it. If I wrote 1.5 because I was thinking that was my answer, 1.5, the machine is going to read this as 11/2, which is not the same value as 1.5. Now, I know you might be thinking, well, I'll just leave a space. Well, we talked about this before. If you leave a space in your answer, so 1.5, when the machine scores it, it's going to see the 1 and hit a blank spot and determine that 1 was your final answer. Keep these in mind, and you should do well on the HSAs.